All right, today I want you to imagine that you are all members of the Mattel Toy Company. Each year, Mattel develops one toy that becomes the international favorite of children all over the world. Now, you belong to the regional R&D departments, and you're going to be developing that toy. Soon, we're going to be holding our conference. Representatives from your teams will come to the conference and try to sell their team as the best toy to be developed and produced by the Mattel Company. All right? Now, you'll have 10 minutes to develop your toy and also plan a sales pitch for your toy. Think as creatively as you can, brainstorm among you, and I will give you your materials for building your toys. Do you have any questions? The pad and paper on your desk is to help you write your sales pitch. This team is from the Eastern region. This team is my R&D team from the Southern region. This team is the R&D team from the Central region, and we have here the Western region. The clock has begun. You may begin developing a toy.
Steering wheel. And there is a steering wheel, I do know. For Southern, they picked the right person to be spokesman, didn't they? I bet she had that. It would be believable. Yes. All right, there we go. Okay.
Right, you've used 5 minutes of your time. So you have 5 minutes to complete your toy and write your sales pitch for your toy.
We should actually have a
We'd love to trade. We need another one of these. Oh, but you're using yours, aren't you?
Oh, yeah.
You wouldn't like an alternative something to replace that, would you? No. Oh, well.
I was going to say I can't.
Are you using your umbrella stand? We'd certainly like to borrow, trade it. Yeah, are you using this?
Do we need this part here?
I believe so, no.
Well, just about a part would be great. Is there something you would like in return? We'd be glad to trade and give equal value.
Way to go. TeamWork.
All right, I'm warning you, you have 2 minutes. 2 minutes before the convention begins.
Text to your sign.
Now what I'd like you to do, the time is up, so what I'd like you to do is select a representative from your R&D team to come to the conference and sell your toy. All right? And each representative may come right up here to the conference table. All right, now we'll start on the Eastern region. Introduce yourself and tell us why your toy should be the one that Mattel produces this year.
Hi, I'm Brian Kuntz, representing the Eastern region of Mattel Toys. And as we all know, July 4th, 1997 was a big date in world history. We watched as the Mars rover landed on Mars and explored, sending pictures back to Earth. The whole world watched, enthralled with this drama. This has led the East region of Mattel Toys to create what's known as the Super Duper Martian Colonization Kit for Kids. It's a 3-piece kit. It allows kids to explore their creativity as well as apply future job training skills. The fact is that 70% of the jobs for the year 2020 haven't even been created yet. And there are going to be jobs similar to this, dealing with Martian colonization, space exploration, etc. So the educational value of these toys, teaching kids about the future jobs, is very important right now. This generation of kids is going to lead us into the next millennium. Now, what would you pay for this toy? $9.99? $5.99? No. Today and today only, $1 gets you all three. Thank you, good day.
All right, it's time to hear from the Southern Region.
My name is Teresa Williams, and I'm from the Southern Region, and our team worked really hard to develop a toy that would fit our society in the family sense today. These toys are designed not only to increase playtime, but also it's called our double PT set. Positive thinking being the PT, you can actually use these toys in an exercise mode. The mind does all the work, the body has all the fun. You get the same results as a workout. The kids will enjoy playing with the toy. They'll be calmer, more well-behaved youngsters because they are using positive thinking. They're not even aware that they're learning positive thinking, and the parents can join in. The toys can be used as a family, and the swimming pool, stir the swimming pool, relax techniques, and we feel like this toy will be a very valuable seller on the market.
Thank you. Central Region?
I'm Michelle Widger from the Central Region, and I have a fantastic team. And our toy is called the One Stop Shop. What this is kids as well as parents can have hours and hours of fun playing with the One Stop Shop. Kids can capture the entrepreneurial spirit through this by owning their own business. We can add parts throughout the year so it's not a one-time sell only. Kids can add inventory, they learn to budget, advertise, they learn cost control, and how to manage through the one-stop shop. So remember, kids won't drop the one-stop shop.
The Western Region?
Hello, I'm Chad Welch, and I represent the Western Region. And we have got a little bit of a different style toy today. With everything being in the 90s, everything's so computerized. We're going to try something a little bit different. When I was a kid, growing up back in the day in the 70s, we didn't have Nintendo, we didn't have all these video games. So you had to use your imagination a little bit. And that's kind of what our main theme of our toy is going to be. Now this is kind of a Mario Andretti meets Evel Knievel type of a thing here, where you can kind of have this be a ramp. You can go up the ramp and he can jump. Now one thing about this toy, it's really sturdy, so when it hits the ground, you're not going to have the Legos going all over the place. It's not going to fall. You're not going to be walking on the floor with bare feet in the middle of the night and step on one. Ouch, it's going to hurt a little bit. Well, that's not going to happen with our toy because it's really sturdy. It's really nice to have around. The kids are going to love it. It's kind of like a little pit stop area here. You can kind of come in here. This little guy is going to help him out. Hey, you want to take off some tires. You can come up here and, take the tires off, fill up with gas, have a lot of fun with it. So we're kind of calling this our actual reality. How now there's virtual reality. This is our actual reality toy. We think it's going to be a big thing come the holiday season.
All right, now you've heard, team members, your job is to select one toy. If you have any comments, other team members, that you'd like your representative to use as far as selling the toy is concerned, now is your chance to send a note up. If you have any criticisms of the other toys, now is your chance to send a note up. Representatives, do you have any comments to add before you make your decision?
I would say that this is a very cost-effective toy, and we won't lose money off of it like paying $1 for 3 toys over there, which is very important.
The educational future of our country is riding on this toy, so I think losing money is a small price to pay for worldwide security.
Well, this toy's a little complicated for youngsters. If they're not going to have fun out of it, they're not going to utilize the toy. Therefore, the parents are going to be disappointed, probably take it back for a refund. Being an entrepreneur and learning to manage money is no fun for a child. So I would estimate that this wouldn't sell very good.
This toy, however, will make that fun, and I think it is a big challenge today for parents to teach their children how to manage money, and with this toy we can easily help them achieve that, and fun. And like I said, the parents will have hours of fun too, so I don't think the parents will want to take it back.
Any other comments? All right,
Excuse me, this toy could contribute to future employment in the sense that it encourages possible interest in Olympic training. Like I said, all the work is mental, so there's not a lot of work to it. Therefore, a child would use it and benefit from it greatly.
All right, now you have one job. You've heard from your team members, you've heard each other's sales pitch, you've looked at each other's toys. Mattel can only produce one toy. So can you make a decision?
I do think this is a unique toy. I'd like to hear the educational value in it.
When we feel the educational value of this toy, it's going to cause kids to actually use their imagination and to be able to think a little bit instead of having everything all planned out for them and they know, oh, if I go into this room on this video game, this happens. Well, this one, the possibilities are unlimitless with their imagination. If they want to take him off and have these two, build a big garage together or something like that, it's going to cause them to think, it's going to cause them to use logical type of decision making. So when they get up into high school and they have to deal with algebra and geometry and all that fun stuff, hey, they're going to have a little bit more of an initiative to try out some of those things.
Which that's very important today with TV, I know.
I like the cost effectiveness of this toy. Brian, can you fill us in on what the cost will be to manufacture versus what you're going to sell it for?
Well, we Mattel Toys Eastern Region think that education is a big enough priority that we've taken a lot from the world. We're a very successful company, profits in the billions of dollars, but we want to give something back to the world, really, and this toy will do that. Like I said, the educational value of this toy is in that this is the jobs of the future, using this creativity and applying it to space exploration.
Okay, I agree that you have a tough decision, all four toys. I want to compliment all the teams, congratulate you. They're very creative, they're imaginative. And team representatives, you have a minute to make your decision now or you will be fired. So we can only produce one, so maybe this will encourage you to make a decision.
Who wants to vote?
I vote.
You like his toy? Well, I really like this toy too. I think it would be good and good for the imagination of the children who tend to, seems like now children watch a lot of TV and they need things to spark their imagination. And what do you picture the cost of it?
We figure the cost is going to be somewhat pretty low maintenance, maybe $4 or $5. We really want to kind of go back to the times where things were a little bit more inexpensive, but yet the kids are going to be able to get just so much out of this, and the parents are going to be able to know, hey, our kids are really learning a lot by using this toy.
And as a parent, I'm all for cost effectiveness.
What about future development of that toy? Will there be other parts we can add, or?
Yeah, we're definitely, right now we're working on adding different parts and other, maybe a little bit bigger things, maybe like a whole racetrack or something like that, or maybe a place where they can go in an obstacle course, something like that. And we're going to try to implement those throughout the next year and a half.
I like the Back to the Basics theme, so I will make it a consensus vote. Good job.
Good job, team.
That's good.
Thank you.
All right, you've decided on the Western Region's toy. All right, do you all feel good about this? This is the toy? You honestly can go back to your teams and say, we picked the best toy?
Yeah. Yes. I feel very good about it.
All right, let's talk a little bit about what went on here for just a minute. First of all, how did you make a decision on how your toy would develop? What went on in your groups? Dennis?
We just brainstormed. Basically, we kind of, we threw a lot of things out and worked on there's an unspoken premise that it's better to have too much than not enough, and then just we kind of, took what we thought was the creme of the creme and just kind of started putting it together.
Okay, good. Charles, how did your team work?
Well, we just initially tried to think of, basically we're going to be dealing with children and we're going to be, dealing with adults, and it's so important that children are involved with adults, and we just wanted to have an activity that would create something that involved the parents and the children all together and try to put out a positive effect on doing so.
Okay, Lori, what went on with your team?
Well, we did some brainstorming also, but we kind of focused on events that had happened that would focus on the future, because that's what we were trying to plan for, is the future, and thought a lot about the educational value our toy would have.
I do want to compliment you on the way you shared pieces. I didn't put that in the rules, but you negotiated pieces from team to team, and that was a real good sign of cooperation between team members. Janice, how did your team develop the winning toy?
Well, we tried to figure out what would work good for keeping the child interested in the toy. It had to be something that was that would help their creativity.
Not once did I hear you say one person decided and we all went with that one idea. It was a real exchange of ideas. Brainstorming is an important asset when you meet as a team. What happened up here? Brian, you were pretty sold on your toy. How do you feel? Did you truthfully, I mean, I did have to threaten you, right? I mean, the bottom line is I threatened you with your job to come to a consensus where you all agreed this was the best toy. Can you go back now to your team and talk enthusiastically about the Western region?
Well, I think the importance of the whole team, of the international concept of Mattel Toys, is more important than the team concepts we have within our region. So when we were asked to bring a toy that represented our region, of course we had a lot of pride and wanted to show off the work we could do, but when it comes down to the big picture and the international aspect, I think pulling these people together as a team to produce the best toy was more important than showing off my team.
So what we watched happen here is that members of individual teams then came up and formed a new team. Did you feel like a team when you got done?
Yeah.
Nice brainstorming, nice exchange of ideas. Jen, I think you sent a note up that said you saw some positive things about the Western region that caused you to make a mental shift. What does it mean to win on a team? Michelle Ann, what is winning when you're
Well,
a team player?
We're all happy with the outcome. I don't think anybody felt that they have lost, even though their toy wasn't selected. But we all kind of came to a general consensus that this toy was good. And I feel very comfortable telling my team that this toy won and backing up this toy. And yet I don't feel like I've lost, even though my toy wasn't selected.
Teresa?
Well, Mattel Toys is my team, and as long as Mattel Toys is successful, even though we're divided into individual teams, the Mattel Toy is one large team. And if Mattel Toys wins, I win. It's a win-win.
Good. Chad, your region's team toy was selected. How do you feel?
I feel fantastic. I mean, definitely, all these toys up here are fantastic toys, and they all would have made great gifts and great things for the holidays, and just overall wonderful, great production. But we really feel that ours was the best, and we feel that we worked hard. All of us, we brainstormed a lot. We really did a lot of research on imagination and what kids need nowadays to help them grow as human beings, especially heading into the 21st century.
Teams do ordinarily go through stages, and part of that stage is storming before they actually come to the performing stage. You worked that out very well among yourselves. Would you have come to a consensus if I hadn't threatened you?
It would still be nice to have our toy win, but yeah, I think that helped us, pushed us towards a decision.
We would have been able to come to a consensus because we realized that a certain time frame has to be met to have a toy on the market, and because our salaries are generated by the company as a whole, we would have to consensus between us. We would have to come to a decision.
Now, we've been using Legos, and this has been we're really playing a game here. On the other hand, and participating in an activity. On the other hand, do you see how this has any relationship to your own jobs and to being team members? Connie?
Oh, absolutely. You know, every day there's decisions that we make in our department. Right now, we're faced with reorganizing our office to make room for one more person. And it's very much a cooperative thing. And we've spent time brainstorming, talking about it, deciding what we could give up and what we could share and how we could organize better. So, yeah, every day there's decisions that are dependent on teamwork.
Does anyone have any other comments you'd like to add?
I thought they all did a great job.
They did a great job. You definitely deserve a power applause. All right, thank you so much. And on 3, a power applause for our panel. 1, 2, 3. Thank you.